Hello everybody. We are going to cover two topics in this video lecture. First, we'll talk about economic models in general and why they are important for us in economics. And then we will introduce our first economic model that you're responsible for, the circular flow model. If you'll take a little bit of time when you finish this course to reflect on what you have learned, you will realize that you have mastered a series of economic models. Why are models the focus of the course? Because the economy is insanely complex. Think about it. There are 330 million or so people living in the United States. There are more than 32 million businesses. There are local and state governments and the federal government that spend trillions of dollars every year. Each one of those players is a separate piece in a complex machine. There is no way that we could possibly study something so complicated, with so many moving parts in its entirety. We have to break it down into something more manageable. So we simplify. Economists focus on only those bits that they are interested in studying. That process of simplification results in what we call an economic model. And that's just a simplified version of a piece of the economy that we can use to help us understand what is going on in the real economy. I won't fill your brains with a list of all of the different models that you will learn in this class. But just about everything we do in here is focused on those simplifications of the real economy, with the intent of being able to come to some generalizations about how the real economy works so we can understand our world a little more deeply. Our first model is the circular flow model. This is a nice model to start with because it's really nothing more than a diagram showing how productive resources, goods and services, and money flow through our market economy. So here are the four basic parts of the circular flow model. On the left-hand side of the slide are households. This is basically you and me, our families. Notice that households own the scarce resources in our economy. Sometimes we call these the factors of production, which I tend to abbreviate as the FOPs. They are land, stuff that we get from the earth, like lumber, water, and agricultural products. Labor, human time and effort that goes into producing something. And then capital, man-made tools that allow the productive process to happen. On the other side of the screen, we have businesses. These firms. You'll notice that firms have money. And here's the thing about businesses. It's their reason for being. They always want more money. Businesses exist to make a profit. And to do that, they need to produce something that they can sell. What do they need to produce goods and services? They need those factors of production that the households earn or own. So here's the first chunk of the circular flow model. These factors of production are going to flow from the households to the businesses. Remember, FOPs is just factors of production. That transaction is going to happen here in the bottom half of our model. Households are going to sell land, labor, and capital to firms. The firms get the resources they need to make stuff. The resources, wait for it, have flowed to the firms from the households. In exchange, firms are going to send some of that money back to the households through this bottom half of the market. The money earned by the households for supplying the factors of production is called income. They'll earn rent for selling land, wages for selling labor, and interest for selling capital. The exchange occurs in the market that we call the resource market. This is the market where households sell their factors of production and the firms buy those FOPs. A little practical application. If you have a job, you're participating in this part of the circular flow model. You are selling your labor in the resource market. If you work in a restaurant, for you, the restaurant is the resource market. It's where you exchange your labor for money. Do households want money? You may want to say yes, of course, but they don't, not really. What households want are those things that money can be turned into. If you think back to your intro to psychology class, you might remember that these types of things are called secondary reinforcers. We want money because we can buy baseball tickets, hamburgers, socks, and all sorts of other things that we need and want, which is what households do with their income. They spend it in this top market, sending it to the firms in exchange for the goods and services that the firms have used the factors of production to produce. So what we have here are goods and services flowing in one direction and money flowing in the other. And it's now pretty clear to see why we call this the circular flow model. You've got resources being turned into goods and services, and those resources and goods and services flow one way, and then money is going to flow in the opposite direction. Do you participate in this product market? Of course you do. This is where that you go to buy all of those things that you want and need. This is where you buy your baseball tickets, your socks, and your hamburgers. Any place, real or virtual, where you buy things is a product market. And this is the circular flow model. As always, let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you next time.